Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Wendy, please?
This is Wendy.
Hey, Wendy, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Sorry?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning show on the radio station Moving 92.5. How are you?
What is this?
We're a morning radio show, and we had a guy email us and say that he left his phone number on your car one day, and you actually called him back and went out for a date. We were just calling you to see if we could talk to you about that for a second.
Oh, God.
Was that?
That was just a terrible mistake.
Oh,
Really?
That's usually
It was?
not a...
You know, your friends will always be like, you have to live, you have to live in the moment. Like, call a guy who leaves his number on your car. No, never again.
Don't do it. Okay. All right,
Sage
Wendy.
advice.
Hey, you know what? I like you, Wendy. You're direct and to the point. So, what didn't you like about him? What was so weird?
You know what? It was going great. Actually, surprisingly, at the restaurant and everything, we decided to go for this drive, and, we're driving around, and I think I was, talking about work, something completely unrelated.
Uh-huh.
And I was in the middle of something he asked me about, and all of a sudden he just interjects the middle of my sentence with, have you ever hooked up with a girl before?
What?
Really?
He asked you that? That's pretty bold.
I don't know. What were you talking about specifically? What do you do for a living? It could have pertained to your job.
Whatever. He was not listening to
No,
one
it has
word.
nothing to do. No, definitely not. I mean, it was completely out of nowhere, and I just obviously was shocked, and he's like, yeah, I have a girl roommate, and why don't you come over? Maybe we'll just hang out and see what happens.
Stop it.
So, Wendy, he invited you back to his place to have a little menage a trois with his roommate.
Well, that's definitely what it felt like. I mean, unless he just thought I was just going to... I don't know.
And he was left
Even
out.
if I had given him some indication I was in A, which I definitely didn't. I mean, this is the very first time we've ever met.
That's a little much to go
Yeah.
for that. Had you guys even kissed at this point?
No. Of course, then I'm like, oh my God, I'm in this guy's car. Number two, dummy mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm driving around and I kind of just tried to be cool because it's kind of scary. When you realize someone is a freak, I mean,
Now you're stuck in his
I
car.
mean, he could be a serial killer, yeah, first you hook up with my roommate, and then we eat your heart.
Hey, Wendy.
I love Wendy.
Wendy, are you sure that that's what he meant by the whole thing? I mean, I know what it
on.
sounds like, but are you sure that
I'm
that's
sorry, what do you think that means?
I don't know. It could have been
now
completely
he's
innocent.
So innocent. Jesus.
Well, why don't we ask him? Because Aaron's actually on the other line, Wendy.
Oh,
Aaron, did you ask her to come over and hook up with your roommate
Oh, God.
on your first date?
Aaron.
What I said was, maybe we could just come and hang out with my roommate, and then we can see what happens. I was just trying to get to know you. Okay? You were adventurous.
So you were.
with, have you ever hooked up with a girl? And I didn't hallucinate that, right?
I mean, I did ask you that. I just wanted to know if you're interested. I'm just trying to get to know you. That's how you get to know
No,
people.
you were trying to get to know me, so you interrupted the response I was giving you to a question you asked me about my job to ask me if I ever go ahead and hit it with a gal.
No, your job is interesting and all, and we can talk about that. But we're just getting to know each other. So I thought, let's bring it up a notch. Let's talk about something that has a little more substance to it. And see, feel each other out a little bit.
Aaron, you don't have any shame at all. That's getting to know somebody for you is just diving right in like that.
Aaron.
Yeah, you should just go ahead and just be honest and just get to the meaty stuff of a conversation.
Has this worked for you in the past? Have you had a lot of threesomes in this manner?
No, I haven't, and it's not even about that. If you're not into girls or threesomes, whatever, I don't care. That's fine. I just wanted to get to know you and see where the boundaries lie and kind of get to know who you are.
Where the boundaries
Aaron, you don't think that's maybe one of those sensitive topics like religion and politics and, I don't know, threesomes?
I'm okay to talk about religion and politics, too. It's not as exciting as threesomes, but, we can talk about
My
that, too.
gosh.
Okay, well, I actually really would care to know about religion and politics because that's the kind of thing I like to know about a person. Tells me a little bit about a person before I would go ahead and jump in bed with them and their roommate, for instance.
Oh, awesome. And then then let's talk about religion and politics all you want, and then we can talk about other stuff later if you want to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, actually, I'm definitely not interested in that anymore, so.
Cool. But now I know that, and now we can move past that. You know?
Oh, yeah. Now that we've
Going anywhere.
Now that we've got that all out of the way, Wendy, would you like to go on a second date with Aaron? We will pay for it. Now that you guys you know each other, you got all the weird, like, there's always that weird tension of, hey, does she hook up with girls when you go out with a girl? Now that we know, would you want to go out with Aaron again? We will pay for it.
Absolutely not. Thank you so much for that generous offer of potential danger. No, I'm not interested in that.
No? All right. Well, Aaron, unfortunately, you didn't get a second date, man. Sorry.
I guess I just pushed it too far, huh? Just trying to get to know people.
I
Man.
guess.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, I know,
You
but
shoved it over a canyon and it like pummeled like 5,000 feet down to the earth.
Try to find a stranger. Like there's clubs. I mean, like, people put out classifieds.
Yeah.
You don't just ask a stranger.
hey, Wendy,
Yeah.
we never did get an answer. Have you hooked up with a girl?
Come on.
You'll never know. Hello?
Hi, is this Michelle?
Yes, this is she.
Michelle, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, what is that?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
What are you?
What is it, Jubal? The radio show?
Oh, okay. What can I do for you?
So you've heard our show before?
I have heard of it.
Oh, you've heard of it. Nice. Okay, that's fine.
Works enough.
Works
You
for
know
us.
what? It's better actually to just have heard of us than to have actually heard the show. So you're doing well.
It's more enjoyable
Listen,
that way.
I'm calling you because one of our listeners, someone who does listen to the show, actually wanted us to get a hold of you.
That's kind of weird. But okay.
You recently went out on a date with him.
Oh.
Have you been out on a lot of dates recently, or do you think you know who I'm talking about?
No, not a lot. Just one.
Was his name Jack?
Oh my God. Yes, it was with a guy named Jack.
All right. Well, Jack emailed us because he wanted us to call you. He's wondering why you're not answering any of his text messages or phone calls, because he would love to see you again. He did tell us about the way that you met, and I thought it was pretty awkward that he contacted you while you're trying to interview for a job at his company or whatever. But he said he enjoyed your time together and really wanted to see you again. So he asked if we'd call you and see if we could get you on the phone and find out why you don't want to go out with Jack again.
I don't know if I'm, like, comfortable talking about this.
He basically wants to know. So if it's embarrassing for you and you don't want to talk about it, okay, I still would like to know, but that's fine. I understand. But if it's something that is embarrassing about him, he's willing to hear the answer.
I mean, he's fine, I guess. But,
Yes.
That's a good sell.
well, it wasn't even like that. Like, the job that I was interviewing for the day that I met him, I really want.
Right.
And I thought it would be, I don't know, I guess I thought of it more like a prudent networking kind of thing. rather than,
Okay. So you were like, I'll make a good connection at the office. Hopefully maybe he can put in a good word for me. I can get the job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, I was sort of using it as an opportunity to kind of suss out, like, where I stood with the company. He didn't really give me any details, but, like, the one thing that I did get out of him was that he'd seen my resume and that a lot of really qualified people had applied. And just sort of implied, like, he didn't say, but he kind of implied that, like, I wasn't qualified, which, I mean, it offended me, honestly.
Yeah. That's kind of rude to say to somebody.
But it's
yeah, I saw
also
your resume, but you really don't match up to the other candidates. I'm sorry to let you down here, but I'll buy you a drink if that'll help.
Michelle, are you sure he just wasn't nervous and like maybe mentioned that because he didn't really want to talk about work and you were bringing it up?
Maybe, but honestly, I just was like, well, okay, if this is how it is, then that's the end of the line for us. You know what I mean?
You were using him to get the job, and then when he told you that you probably weren't qualified in not so many words, you were over it.
I wasn't using him to get the job. I was using the drinks as a networking opportunity.
Yeah. In other words, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's pretty much what happened, right? You just wanted to go out, and then once you felt like he was telling you you weren't material for their company, you're like, okay, well, I don't want to go out with him on a date again.
And I don't want to, lead him astray if he wants other things from me that
Perfect.
I cannot give. I mean, that's how you play the game. Like,
Yeah.
Am I right?
No, you're right. It's all about connections and stuff like that. And I don't think you should lead anybody astray ever. That's why I'm going to tell you that Jack is on the phone with us right now.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Jack?
Hey.
Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. This is bullshit.
Well, at least now he knows what the deal was, Michelle.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess now you know what the deal is, Jack.
You know, you could have just texted me back.
I do, but you seem like the kind of guy that would take any sort of feedback as encouragement, and I don't want to encourage you, like straight up.
How about just, hey, I had a good time too. I don't want to go out again.
I mean, I did have a good time, but I'm not going to be your girlfriend. I'm not going to you if that's what we're talking about.
Wow.
Or you could have texted back, I don't think I'm going to be able to use you to get that job.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I should have. Maybe I should have texted back to you. I'm sure you would have taken it really well since you're the kind of weirdo who puts girls on the radio instead of being a damn grown-up and leaving me the alone.
Wow, that escalated quickly, Michelle.
I mean, this is inappropriate. I didn't know, I would have presented this very differently if I had known that this dude was on the phone, and that's inappropriate not to let someone know and to put them on the radio. Like, I don't even know how that's legal. I don't even know why I'm still on the phone with you guys, because
You do know
this
that
is
you're...
up.
You're probably still on the phone because you don't have a job to go to.
He said
Michelle-
that you were still up for the position right now.
Oh, there's not a chance she's going to get it. You should see her resume.
The closet coming
Wow,
out.
all right. So both you guys are obviously just upset at each other.
Oh, yeah, no, it's cool, because I thought I wanted to work for this company, but I obviously don't want to work for a bunch of freaks who stop girls' emails from their resumes and then ask them out on a date. I can get a job somewhere else.
Just a little tip, Comic Sans is not the font you want to use on a resume.
Yeah, thanks for your feedback. I appreciate it.
Wow.
Michelle, at this point, I would love to ask if you'll go out on a second date with Jack. You guys can discuss new business opportunities. Just call it a new business meeting. How about that?
Not working again.
Like I said, I don't even know why I'm still on the phone with you people, and of course I'm not going to go out with this ass.
Maybe someone listening has a
Yeah.
job opening that'd like to hire you instead.
Dude, Michelle's a go-getter.
She would be so much fun at the Christmas
Yeah.
party.
Jack, would you like to go out with Michelle again after hearing this conversation?
Well, no. However, I will let Michelle make my latte for me when she gets that other job.